I'm sorry. I can't hold back anymore with this company. I can't stand by and watch all the dumb bullshit that comes from this company anymore. It's so ridiculous at this point. If you haven't heard, Beetlejuice, the new character who's coming out, you have to wait 3 days to play them if you don't want to spend real money. Why, you ask? Because we want your fucking money, and we don't really care that it makes no sense and that there's no logical reason behind it. We just want your money. And that's why Player First Games, for like the 100th billionth time, it's not for players. Doesn't do player things. Isn't for the players. Not even remotely. And if you go against that and you say, like, hey, like, you guys need to be better for us, you even have people inside this community who are like, nah, man, it's fine. Nah, dude, it's great. What's the problem with waiting 3 days? You're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking dumbass. Why don't you just wait 3 days, play your character, and just sit here and enjoy the game endlessly as if you have nothing going on in your life or no respect for your own time or patience? I'm not going to do it. I opt out. I opt out of it because it's ridiculous that this company can fuck up this many times and that anybody wants to actually play this game or that anybody has any faith in them, like, at all. Like, even iota of fucking faith. They're terrible. They're just terrible. Every time they have a chance to make it right, they fuck it up. And everything they need to make right is stuff that they could have gotten in a focus group who told them, hey, this doesn't make sense. But you know why they probably didn't do a focus group? Is because anyone who's either A, ever played a fighter, or B, ever played a fucking video game, knows that, for one, microtransactions, while not all the time terrible, are the most terrible when it comes to video games where you feel like you are constantly pressured into paying money or you will not be able to play the game in a way that you actually like. And that's what they do. They know that this is a game with several notable IPs, a bunch of different games and shows and things that you will want to play because you will not be able to do this anywhere else. You cannot play Arya Stark in fucking Smash Bros. Right? So you're going to come here. And they know that. They know that you don't have another fucking option if you want to play those characters. So what they do is they made a fighting game of all games, a free-to-play game, and then they made it in the worst way possible for players. If you've ever played a fighting game, any of you, you will know that you want to experiment. You want to try the characters. You want to see what's out there. The game launched without ability to practice characters that you don't own. Why? Why? And people are like, no, it's going to come. They're going to fix it. They're passionate. It's coming. And it's like, that's a fucking... That's a given. It's a given to have people try out someone before they spend the money. And it's also a given that in a fighting game, you just wouldn't have it work like that. That you'd make people spend money on the skins, not the characters. But they don't do it that way because they want your fucking money. And that's why when you hear some bullshit from people on this community who are like, but other free games do it too. Other free fighting games. Okay, well, for one, you can't even name you can't even name one hand. All the fingers on your hand, you can't even name that many fucking games that are free to play fighting games that are popular, that anyone actually plays. Do you know why? Do you know why Smash isn't fucking free to play? You know why Rivals isn't free to play? Because those games actually have some respect for themselves, and they know how to make a fighting game, and they know that that model does not translate. You see right here, Rivals Aiders. All heroes are unlocked from base and are free to play. You know why? Because they're not dumb. They know that you will buy Iron Man skins. They know that you will buy Spider-Man skins. They know that you will buy skins. So they're not going to fucking block you off from playing the character you want, because then that means you might not want to play their game. You might not give it a chance if you can't fucking play Iron Man or the character you want to play. It's really not complicated. It's not some fucking math problem. It's not some rocket science. It's really not. And this company just can't get it right. They don't know what they're doing. The corporate greed is at an all-time high with these people, and I legit don't get it. I don't get why anyone defends them. You didn't get match XP when the game came out, even though it was in the fucking game a year and a half ago. Same with trying new characters. And then we all have to get the little tiny little courtesy clap because, hey, you guys put it back in the game. The whole point of that year and a half was to fucking fix this game, get it in the most perfect shape you can. Enhance it so that when it came out a year and a half, people could feel like they got a full experience out of it. And somehow we're missing shit from the fucking original version of the game. And then they're like, hey, but it's coming in a few weeks. It just begs the question to yourself. You're like, what? If it was in the fucking pipeline, if you guys had on a board 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, we're planning to do this, then why would you not wait to release it for 3 to 4 more weeks? Or why did you not prioritize it before then? It's because, like every fucking company who has a publisher, in this case WB, who's ahead of them, who's above them, it doesn't matter what the development team thinks. It doesn't matter what anyone on the fucking player first team thinks, or players first games thinks. It doesn't matter. It matters what the higher ups say, and if the higher ups tell you you need to push this shit, I don't care how egregious it is, I don't care how game breaking it is, just do it. That's what they're gonna do, and that's what they've done at every fucking turn. And you have people, legitimately in this community, who will say things like, I don't know how 3 days without a character has been blown up this much. This is the most immature shit I've ever seen. No, it is immature to care so little about how a game treats your time, treats you, and how much it disrespects your intelligence. That they go, yeah, you'll be fine with this. Why would you not? We've just only set a precedent that no other character, there's no other precedent here that you've had to wait 3 days for a character. None. And the reason this guy, Dexit, is okay with it is because he will probably eat up anything this company gives him. Same with this. The fact that this post gets uploaded says enough about this toxic community. They're not toxic. They're giving legitimate criticisms. And they're apparently ungrateful, apparently. They're a company. They're a business making a product. It's like if you bought a vacuum and it didn't work right, and someone's like, you ungrateful fuck, they just gave you a vacuum. It's not for free. Not for nothing. They didn't just give me a vacuum. Right? You're not ungrateful for expecting a product or something of that nature to actually work as intended, to work in a way that makes sense. And it's because, again, like I said, these people who will defend it, they're doing it because this is the only place they're going to get this kind of content. They're not going to play these characters anywhere else for the most part, besides the DC ones, and that's it. So they are going to be okay with wrapping their lips around fucking player first games cock because they know that they're not going to go anywhere else. They're not going to leave this game. They don't care what they do. Player first games could tell you to hand in your fucking new Honda Civic to get a new character, and they'd be like, everyone's being a fucking crybaby. Just hand over the keys to your new car and let them fucking take it. What are you being a baby for? That's how ridiculous it is. Really, it is. This is a game where, I'm sorry, there's a lot of people out there I know who play this game and probably enjoy it. And I'm sorry, you probably will hate me for me to say this, but this is a game that I probably think deserves to die. And probably deserves to not exist. It's a waste of everyone's time. It's a waste of our time as players. It's a waste of their time as developers. Because we're just gonna keep this fight up. This isn't gonna stop, guys. This isn't just one controversy. This isn't one fuck up. It's not gonna stop. It will never stop with this company. Because, like I said, the higher ups are pushing it. And the higher ups push it, and it trickles down to the developers, and the developers have to make a tough choice of basically being the villains in this story because they are not the ones who make the decisions. They're not ultimately the ones who who decide how the MTX works. And if that's how it's going to be, and if it's going to be this bad every time, I'm sorry, I can't support the game. Because even if I think the game is the funnest fucking thing I've ever played, and I'm having the funnest hour or something of my life every time I play it, it doesn't matter because this stuff will keep happening. This sort of dumb, fucking stupid corporate greed shit will keep happening. And I'm opting out. I'm opting out. Because I'm tired of the company, and sometimes it's players defending these practices. When really it's, if you have enough self-respect for yourself and your time, you have to be willing to criticize this game because it deserves it. You couldn't get anywhere in the battle pass or anywhere progression wise unless you logged in every day and did your challenges. And you get people who'd be like, well, why is that a problem? Just log in for like 30 minutes or an hour and then be done for the day. It's like, yeah, I don't know. Do you play games to meet a fucking quota every day? Because I don't. I don't just log on Diablo and go, you know what? Today I have a quota of 3 missions, or 3 Whispers chests and a Helltide. Because it's not a job. It's a game. It's for fun. Anyways, that's it. Rant over. Just this game, this company.